Welcome to Edify City where learning is simplified. In this video, we are going to discuss about glomerular filtration. Physiology of urine formation involves three basic steps, that is glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. This pictorial representation clearly explains about these three basic processes of physiology of urine formation. Filtration from blood plasma into the nephron is called as glomerular filtration, and reabsorption from fluid into the blood is called as tubular reabsorption, and some excretory products which are present in blood that are not filtered by glomerulus are secreted again into the renal tubule, which is called as tubular secretion. That is secretion from blood into the fluid. So excretion of a solute is equals to glomerular filtration plus secretion minus reabsorption. So glomerular filtration is majorly driven by blood pressure and it is opposed by capsular hydrostatic pressure and blood colloid osmotic pressure. So glomerular blood hydrostatic pressure is equals to 55 mmHg, whereas capsular hydrostatic pressure is equals to 15 mmHg and blood colloid osmotic pressure is equals to 30 mmHg. So net filtration pressure will be equals to glomerular blood hydrostatic pressure minus capsular hydrostatic pressure minus blood colloid osmotic pressure. That is 55 minus 15 minus 30 will be equals to 10 mmHg. In one day, around 150 to 180 liters of water passes out into the glomerular capsule because of this pressure. Glomerular filtration membrane is formed by three basic layers. The first one, glomerular endothelial cell membrane, which have pores which prevents the filtration of blood cells but allows all components of blood plasma to pass through. Second layer, that is above to glomerular endothelial cell, is basal lamina of glomerulus, which prevents filtration of larger proteins, and it is present in between endothelium and podocytes. Third layer, which is outer to basal lamina, is slit membrane, which is present between pedicels. Pedicels are the foot-like projections from podocytes. This membrane prevents the filtration of medium-sized proteins. So these three membranes togetherly they form glomerular filtration membrane. Glomerular filtration rate is amount of filtrate formed by both kidneys each minute is called as glomerular filtration rate. If this rate is too high, substances pass too quickly and are not reabsorbed, and if it is too low, nearly all reabsorbed and some waste products not adequately excreted. So GFR in males is equals to 125 ml per minute, that is 180 liter, and in females it is about 105 ml per minute, that is about 150 liter. So control of GFR is by three mechanisms. First one, renal autoregulation, second one, neural regulation, and third one, hormonal regulation. So when we come to renal autoregulation, it involves two basic mechanisms, myogenic mechanism and tubuloglomerular feedback mechanism. Myogenic mechanism involves some basic steps. Like first one, if there is an increase in arterial blood pressure, efferent arteriolar blood pressure will increase, efferent arteriolar valve will stretch, sensing by myogenic stretch receptor. This will open voltage gated calcium ion channels, which causes influx of calcium ions into the smooth muscle cells, which increases contraction of smooth muscle cells of efferent arterioles, which will cause vasoconstriction of arterioles, because of which renal blood flow will decrease and GFR will decrease. Second mechanism is tubuloglomerular feedback mechanism. When there is an increase in systemic blood pressure, GFR will increase, which will cause increase in filtered fluid flow more rapidly along the renal tubules, which results in proximal convoluted tubule and loop of Henle have less time to reabsorb sodium ion, chloride ion and water. This increased concentration of ions is detected by macula densa, and macula densa will stimulate juxtaglomerular apparatus and causes decrease in the release of nitric oxide. When nitric oxide secretion is decreased, then it causes constriction of efferent arterioles, which causes decreased renal blood flow, which causes decreased GFR. Second mechanism which is involved is neural regulation. So when a person performs an exercise or when there is an hemorrhage condition, sympathetic stimulation is occurring, which results in vasoconstriction of efferent arterioles, blood flow into glomerular capillaries is decreased, which causes drop in GFR, results in it reduces urine output and conserve blood volume. It permits greater blood flow to other body tissues. Third mechanism which is involved is hormonal regulation. So there are two hormones which regulates the glomerular filtration rate. First one is atrial natriuretic peptide. Second one is angiotensin 2. The basic mechanism which is involved with ANP, that is atrial natriuretic peptide, is when blood volume increases, atria stretches, secretes ANP. ANP causes relaxation of glomerular mesangial cells, increases capillary surface area available for filtration, which will increase GFR. And with angiotensin 2, vasoconstriction of both efferent and efferent arterioles reduces renal blood flow and GFR decreases. So in this video, we have covered what is the basic mechanism involved in glomerular filtration and what is the mechanisms which regulate the glomerular filtration rate. In our next video, we are going to discuss about tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. Thanks for watching.